Hello, my friends. Welcome back to EasySpeak podcast. My name is John, and I am very happy that you are here with me today. Today, we begin a long, calm, and meaningful journey together. This journey is not about learning fast English. It is not about difficult grammar rules or big, confusing words. This journey is about understanding how people really learn a language. Not how schools say we learn, not how exams test us, but how learning truly happens inside the human brain. If you feel slow when learning English, if you feel that you understand English but speaking feels hard, if you feel frustrated, tired, or confused, please know this first. You are not alone. Many learners all over the world feel exactly the same way. And today, we are going to understand why this happens and what you can do about it. I will explain everything using very simple English. I will speak slowly. I will repeat important ideas many times. Yes, repetition is part of learning. You do not need to take notes. You do not need to study. You do not need to memorize anything. Just listen, relax, and let your brain work, because listening itself is already learning. Now, let's begin. So, let's start with one of the most important ideas in language learning. This idea is called input. Input means the language you receive. It is the language that enters your brain. When you listen to English, that is input. When you read English, that is input. When English goes into your mind through your ears or your eyes, that is input. Input is like food for the brain. Heh, yes, food. If your body does not get food, it becomes weak. It cannot grow. It cannot stay healthy. In the same way, if your brain does not receive language, it cannot learn a language. So let me say this very clearly. Without input, language learning is impossible. You can study grammar rules. You can memorize long lists of vocabulary. You can buy many books and many courses. But without real input, without hearing and reading real language, your brain has nothing real to work with. Speaking does not come first. Listening comes first. Reading comes first. Always. Many learners want to speak immediately. They say, "I want to practice speaking. I want to talk now." This feeling is natural. Of course you want to speak, but speaking is built on something deeper. Speaking is built on listening. You cannot build a house without a foundation. The foundation is the strong base under the house. Input is the foundation of language learning. Without a strong foundation, the house will fall. So, now let's talk about a special kind of input. This kind of input is very important. It is called comprehensible input. Comprehensible means understandable, not perfect, not complete, but understandable. Comprehensible input is English that you mostly understand. You do not understand every word. You do not understand every sentence. but you understand the message. You understand what is happening. You understand the main idea. If English is too easy, you feel bored. If English is too difficult, you feel lost and confused. God input is in the middle. You understand maybe 60 or 70%. Some words are new. Some sentences feel strange. But you can still follow the story. You can still understand the situation. This is where learning really happens. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you are watching a short video. A man comes home from work. He takes off his shoes. He sits on the sofa. He closes his eyes. The speaker says, "He was exhausted after work." Maybe you do not know the word exhausted, but you see the man. You see that he looks tired. Then the speaker says, "So he went to bed early." Now your brain connects everything. Man looks tired. Man goes to bed early. So exhausted must mean very tired. Nobody explained the word. Nobody translated it. Your brain learned it from context. This is real learning. So when you receive a lot of comprehensible input, your brain starts to notice patterns. Patterns are things that repeat again and again. For example, I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm late. I'm ready. You did not study a rule. You did not write anything down, but your brain notices that. I'm comes before a feeling or a condition. This is how grammar grows, naturally, quietly. Children learn language like this. They listen all day. They hear patterns again and again. They do not ask, "What is the rule?" Adults can learn like this too. But many adults do not trust this process. They think learning must feel hard. They think learning must be painful. They think if something feels easy, it is not real learning. But this is not true. Learning can be gentle. Learning can be slow. Learning can be natural. So, now let's talk about another important idea. This idea is called frequency. Frequency means how often something happens. One lesson a week is not enough. One podcast a week is not enough. The brain forgets. The brain needs reminders. The brain needs regular contact with language. Daily listening is very powerful. Even 10 minutes a day helps. Short daily listening is better than long listening once a week. Quantity matters. Quantity means amount. You need a lot of English, not perfect English, not difficult English, but a lot of understandable English. If you listen every day, even when you feel bored, even when you feel tired, your brain is working. You may not feel progress, but progress is happening quietly. One day, you suddenly understand more. One day, a sentence comes out easily. That moment did not come from nowhere. It came from input, from repetition, from time. So do not rush speaking. Feed your brain first. Many learners think language learning works like a machine. First, you learn a rule. Then, you use the rule. Then, You speak correctly. But language does not grow like a machine. Language grows like a living thing, like a plant. You cannot force it. You cannot control every step. The brain builds its own internal system. This system is inside you. You cannot see it. You cannot touch it. Your brain does not copy sentences exactly. It builds its own version of English. This version is not perfect. It is not native English. It is your English. And your English today is not your English tomorrow. It is changing. It is growing. Yeah, many learners hate mistakes. They feel embarrassed. They feel ashamed. They say, I don't want to speak because I make mistakes. But mistakes are not random. Mistakes are systematic. For example, many learners say, he go to work every day. This is not correct English, but this mistake tells us something important. The learner understands the sentence. The learner is communicating. The learner just has not added the s yet. With more input, the brain updates the system. Later, the learner starts to say, he goes to work every day. Grammar grows this way, slowly, naturally. Rules explain language, but input builds language. Yeah, many learners believe that silence means failure. They think, if I don't speak, I'm not learning. But silence is often a stage of learning. Understanding comes before speaking. Children often listen for months before speaking. No one worries about them. Adults worry too much. If you are quiet, it does not mean you are slow. It does not mean you are bad at English. It means your brain is preparing. Final message. So, my friends, trust the process. Trust listening. Trust repetition. Trust time. Your English is not broken. It is becoming. And this is exactly how languages are learned. Thank you for listening to EasySpeak podcast. I'm John. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep going.